Hello everyone. This is a video blog update that's a little overdue, but I've been posting a lot of videos lately. I didn't want to overdo it. I'm sure there's probably already some of you that have been like, wow, there's been a lot of uploads from this channel lately. I'm not trying to annoy anybody, it just so happens that I've had a chance to be prolific lately. As I've alluded to before, when I actually have the time and the health at the same juncture, I try to take advantage of it and be productive. And of course, it's also easy. There's not much production that has to go into, you know, a 5-minute clip of me playing Daytona USA. So, oh, I just so happen to be holding the Sega Light Phaser, but no, it's not a stick-up. Yeah, as per the title of the video, it's just something I've been struggling with this week, and it took a few days to digest my thoughts enough to have something I felt like was worth sharing. Because I'm sure there's a lot of y'all in a similar boat. Is how can we stay positive? And how could we have the audacity, if you want to say, to focus on video gaming when there's people going through some really horrible things? And yeah, I guess unfortunately there's always a lot of suffering in the world, but I think when you have an event like the hurricanes happening in the southern United States, and then the outlying islands that were already hit before that, and you see the devastation, and it's hard to stay chipper. And feeling helpless, like yeah, even if I sold all of my collection and all the games that are going for a lot of money right now, like how far would that actually go? Like, you know, and if I'm broke and screwed, then how much can I help anybody else? And what really hammered this home for me and made me think about it a lot, and actually made me pretty depressed, and I'm still working through that. And I'm hoping this video will kind of like not only help someone else, but maybe also help me in the process of making it work through these feelings. There was a pretty prominent mental health professional that I follow on a different platform that on National Mental Health Day basically attacked everyone for recognizing that day. They're basically on their soapbox judging everyone for, like, how could you possibly think about your mental health when, you know, these people are dying, you know, from the storm, or there's the people dying tragically in Ukraine and Palestine and all these other things. And it's like, well, yeah, of course that's horrible. Of course we should be outraged, but it's like, you know, what do you expect us little plebes to do, you know? So, and it kind of comes back to the idea of, like, you know, how can you help somebody else if you're in the shit? Or I think I heard this from firefighters, like, glass, or something else. I forget the term they use, but it's like, you know, they can't go in and rescue somebody who's in the fire until they make sure they've got safe passage, because if they get critically injured or killed, how are they supposed to save, you know, the person they're in there to rescue, right? But I feel like it's kind of a similar thing where it's like, yes, you know, us people here in the West have a degree of privilege, and, you know, although I'm struggling with a lot of things, like, I do have the luxury of turning around and playing all these classic video games on demand, and I have a roof over my head, and so yeah, it's hard to compare that to what somebody might be going through in the Middle East. You know, these poor kids that don't even get a chance to see adult life, much less, you know, enjoy, you know, a lot of the things that we got to as kids over here, where it's relatively safer. yeah, it's hard. Like, you want to do something. Like, if I had the money and the power and the influence, like, absolutely, but I can't help anybody else until I, like, unpackage all the crap that I'm dealing with, and, depression and anxiety and PTSD and, all the other... Whoops, look at me hitting my own TV. It's at a weird angle, so hopefully the mic didn't pick that up too much. See, that's the beauty of these live unscripted shows. You don't, you never know what's gonna happen. But yeah, how am I supposed to help anybody else if I'm, at a low point in life? But I'm like, that's part of the reason why this channel is here, is I'm like, while I'm trying to figure myself out, get myself back into a healthy, productive, positive place, that by sharing the memories and kind of, I guess, acting like a retro game librarian on YouTube, if I can connect people to good times, good memories, and show, like, this is what it really was. It's not what some would-be historian who wasn't even born in the 20th century says it is. Like, this is what it is. But if I can make somebody's day better, maybe that person is in a position to do something good. Or make more of an impression that we want to see. Be the change that you want to see, to paraphrase Oprah. Because you never know. When you sometimes provide the smallest bit of kindness to someone, you don't know what ripple effect that might actually have. It could be somebody who's very influential in the financial sector, or is connected to something somewhere and you have no idea, but you did something seemingly, like, insignificant, but you made their day better, or you helped them through an emotional time, or you reminded them of something that ignites, like, a creative spark, and that takes off. You just never know. So you should never discount the little things, the small acts of kindness, and just making someone feel like they're recognized, and that their memories are valid, their feelings are valid. I don't know. I'm randomly there, but I think you take my meaning. That's just the struggle, though, is how to compartmentalize this. Like, how can I justify sitting here and playing Sega Genesis games when there's so much going on that's wrong, and and there are other things that I need to be doing and I'm trying to do to make positive, constructive uses of my time, and not just in ways that you can track with money, because that's what, like, America's obsessed with. Like, well, if you can't monetize it, or it's not giving you a financial return of investment, then it's not worthwhile. It's like, no, that's not how life is. Sometimes the investments you make in yourself don't have direct financial return, but they're necessary anyway. Sometimes there's those days where if you just at least improve by 1%, it's more progress than you made before, and that's where I'm trying to go. But I'm trying to work on myself, but through the channel, help other people. That's the way I feel like, in my kind of low point, my weakened state, if you will, that's how I can still at least try to contribute, something good that will hopefully then have a ripple effect on those that are in positions to do more to help other people that really need it. So yeah, that's where I am. I don't know that I've necessarily like given an answer to my own question in the title of the video, but just kind of word vomiting here to muddle my way through it, and I'm kind of my own viewer in this video, just trying to figure it out, and that's as close as I've come to an answer. Is like, well, I've still got a lot to figure out for myself, but at least if what I'm doing here can help somebody in some small way, and that can carry forward, and I guess us retro gamers, I think that's probably the best thing to hold on to, especially those of us that aren't in the position to make huge waves with money or connections. That at least if we can keep putting positivity out in the world, and just hopefully that ripples out, you know. Um, I'm thinking of channels like, I just started watching Retro Rob, for example, like a great place to hang out and just have good vibes, you know, or Retro Bird. It's like, if Jim Carrey was reincarnated as a banana-loving retro gamer, it's like, you know, sometimes, you know, laughs and smiles are priceless, and if we could pass those to other people, that's worth more than any amount of money, right? As Goldtooth Gaming said, you know, smiles are better than cash. So, I guess I'm already at the point where I'm starting to ramble, because this wasn't a scripted video. Like, I kind of had a loose outline in my head, but I needed to push it out in the open here to start to make sense of it. So, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to have a very brief update on the channel in the first bit, and then just kind of work my way through the question, and hopefully something resonated with you and made sense, and that, you know, as a community, like, the retro gaming, or the gaming community at large, or if you want to broaden that out even further, like the arts and entertainment enthusiasts collective, if you will. I don't know if that should even be a... Maybe that could be the new, like, United Federation of Planets or something, but I guess that's where I stand so far, until I figure out more. But feel free to chime in the comments if you have something you want to add to the discussion, or, you know, if you managed to pick out a diamond in the rough that was my ramblings just now. Or if you have any suggestions, you know, for the community at large, you know, feel free to sound off, and, you know, we can all kind of figure this out together, and also figure out ways that we can help the people that really need it right now. Because, you know, I try to think about how I would feel if I was in the path of the hurricane and all of this got wiped out, and it's kind of like, it would be horrible. I mean, obviously there's bigger priorities than video games, but, you know, it's one of those things where, you know, as much as we love physical media, you know, it has its vulnerabilities. What just happened down in Florida, like, well, maybe cartridges that are stored, like, in cases that are inside other cases might have a chance to survive. Maybe Blu-rays, other things probably shot. And, you know, human lives are more important than cartridges or discs, but still, like, any lost bit of culture and media is also, like, a blow to us all. So, I'm about out of coherent thoughts. So before I digress even further, I just want to say thank you for watching. I hope you stay safe wherever you are. Stay positive, and I'll see you all in the next video, which tomorrow will be Jet Moto for my Moto fans. Otherwise, it'll be next week with the next Sega Genesis game playthrough. Take care, see y'all.